What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know. Das, das, das. We get it in. But before we get it in, let me tell you guys something. You guys wanted bedtime stories, you demanded bedtime stories. And oh, did I bring you a bedtime story? Let's hit that intro. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, das it, right? So that way you're notified of all the videos that I'm bringing every day. And it's probably on personalized. You got to put it on all. So that way you get all the notifications. I'm very humbled. Thank you for all the respect. Let's go. So this is the big bad notorious bedtime stories. You guys ready? So this one starts in a land far, far away, right? Because I don't live there anymore. And I'm going to tell you right now, I got into the clubbing scene pretty heavy. Why? I had air, opportunity, a little bit of money, and I was on maniaco status. And that's pretty much the main reason, right? I felt like, man, it had been drought season for long enough. Couldn't trust a woman in a relationship. Couldn't trust myself in a relationship because I'm very institutionalized to this day. And I need things at my home set a certain way every single day. And most women don't have a knack for cleaning like that, right? Not the way I like it. So anyways, and you know what I'm saying? Dusting is not my forte. I know you see a little bit of dust, but that's different. So anyways, I started going to this one club in particular continuously. And when you start going to a club, you start seeing the same heads every weekend. And I mean, I was going there Friday. I was going there Saturday. I might stop in to peek in that motherfucker on Sunday, right? I just started going. This became a routine. This became I was being reckless, okay? I was telling everybody that I was a content creator. I didn't care who I was. Like, I didn't know who could have pulled up, but at that point, I was on maniaco status so much, I didn't give a fuck, right? Hey, if you're going to get me in fucking in mid-stroke because I'm doing my thing. And so as I started to go, I started to meet people, and I got to the point where the party just was not ready to stop. After the club would shut down, and believe me, we shut it down every night, we would decide to go to, some of the people's houses. Never took them to mine, but I would always go to other people's homes because they had jacuzzis going on. They had the after party going on, man. And most of the people, by the time they went, they were inebriated, drunk, high, whatever. And it was, let me see, the wind was blowing. It was on and cracking. There's several bedtime stories I could tell you about them situations, and I will, but this one in particular is a little different. So there was a chick when I first got there. I befriended her, okay? I immediately thought she was the finest chick in the spot, in the place, right? She had a husband that used to come with her. So I never voiced my opinion, but I could see her looking at me, that I was looking at her, and we were looking, right? And look, it makes me want to cough. I was really looking, right? And so one day I see her without her old man, and I know that he's a cool dude. We chopped it up. And I'm not going to step on his toes, but at the same time, if his toes are not there to be stepped on, that's his fault, right? So I go up to his lady like, hey, what's up? You want a drink? How you doing? Yeah, I'll take a drink. You should never said that shit, right? So one drink led to 10 others. And as we're sipping and we're having a good time, she's getting a little touchy-feely, falling into me. She says she's drunk. Now, you ask yourself, gun, perfect situation, perfect scenario. A chick that's the baddest one in there that you've been trying to get at, that you want, right? But she was drunk. And I can't take advantage of that situation. So me being the man I am, I said, you need a ride home? She was like, yeah, because I'll just leave my car here and come pick it up in the morning. I said, is your old man going to trip if I give you a ride home? Because I don't want to have to hit him with the tiger uppercut, right? She said, no, he's at work. That's why I came out, because he's working. He knows I'm out, whatever, right? Hey, it's none of my business. Whether he did or he did it, I didn't give a fuck, right? So I take her home, okay? Immediately as I take her home, there was another chick that I had actually befriended in there that was fine than a motherfucker too, but I just knew she wasn't going to give me no action. This one had like a mole right here. So just based upon the dimensions of that mole, I knew I had a little bit of action, right? So I drop her off at home, make sure she gets in. She's fine. Everything's cool. All right, bye. That was it. I'll catch you on a sober time, and maybe you'll remember, maybe you won't. But just being the man I am, there you go. You're safe and sound. I go home, whatever. I get a phone call. Right. And I had forgotten that I had given this other chick my number. So I'm like, yeah, what's up? And she was like, hey, what's up, primo? And then I remember, and I'm gonna tell you guys the backstory on the whole primo shit, right? And she was like, hey, you gave old girl a ride home. Was she right? She, because they were like friends. She said, I see she was faded. I see, yeah, I just dropped her off. She's cool. Everything's good. She said, yeah, I'm gonna call her in the morning, make sure she's good. I see, yeah, just call her, give her a call. So we got to chopping it up, and she starts telling me all her fucking. She had an old man, right? Who was a white dude. He was cool. She started telling me her whole life story on how fucking this guy wasn't treating her the way she felt she should be treated, and how she needed a man that would treat her fucking correct. And I'm not gonna lie, there was a point in time during that conversation I wanted to slide up in her DM, right? But again, being the man I am and having respect for other people's relationships, somewhat, I said, fuck it, man, I'm cool, right? And so we hung up, whatever. So the next time, which is absolutely the next night, we go to the club. Everyone's there except for that chick that partied with us, right? She's her old man, I guess I got a hold and say, man, she was hella faded that night. She's sick, whatever. And she thanked me for giving her a ride and all that. He went and picked up the whip and they were good, right? Everything was on the up and up, smooth. So that chick's like, oh, you're a real one, man. You're a real one. You could have took advantage of that situation. She was all over you. I said, I could have, but I can't. You know what I'm saying? Because what if she wakes up on some different shit and nah, I'm good. Fuck that. No, not me. Not 4-0. I can't beat a booch down with my big foe by foe. I can't do that, right? Not if she's not wanting it in a sober fashion. So anyways, this chick, when I first met her, not the one that was drunk, but the other one that called me, right? When I first met her, she's fine. She's from Arizona, right? Arizona, and then moved to LA and was from a Southsider gang. Again, not a Sureña because there's no such thing, but she was associated and affiliated with Southsiders. I think that's why she gravitated towards me because we're both from California. You know, she's actually from Arizona, but she lived in California. So we could tell stories. She was Mexicana, fine as wine, just bad, just voluptuous, right? Just on the verge, like she's one Arby fucking pastrami sandwich away from being a torta, but not quite. She's tor, but not ta, right? Or she could be ta, not tor. Either way, she was bad. And so her old man's there, he's a goofy, nerdy motherfucker, right? So why dude? What's up, brother? Right? Just a goofy wannabe wood. And no one you take seriously. But I'm not mad at him because he got one of the baddest Mexican chicks in there. I'm just bewildered, kind of confused. You ever been confused when you see a bad chick at Walmart with just major curves and you're like, damn, she's bad walking down aisle 9. I got to go down there and get me some Crunch Munch, right? And you hit aisle 9 to get Crunch Munch and you're like, man. And then all of a sudden, a little short, ugly, fat fucker walks around the corner, right? And you're like, and he hugs her, gives her a kiss, and you're like, no fucking way. She don't even look at you, right? Like you're invisible to her. You know what I mean? What you miss, what you fail to realize is that motherfucker's wallet's about that thick, and yours is like that. And she noticed that right from the gate. That's why, right? You see them things she got right there? He paid for them. Mm-hmm. That's why he's willing to deal with that smell of the BBL. Anyways, I've been in them situations. I'm sure a lot of us have. Ladies, earmuff it because that's just real. I start getting at the homegirl, and we had told everybody from the gate because people see us always chop it up. They're like, oh shit. And just like on a friendship basis, because at first, man, she had her old man and I wasn't tripping, right? And so we're just friends and whatever. And we told everyone that we were cousins. That was my prima, I was her primo. Don't get it misconstrued. And we played that for a long time to the point where people actually started to believe it. Hey, where's your cousin at? When I wouldn't show up, they'd ask her. When she wouldn't show up, hey, where's your prima at? Right? And so it was a situation where she ends up breaking up with her old man. And I'm like, man, what I wouldn't do for a bite of her Kit Kat bar, right? So one day it's just me and her at the club. I mean, there's a lot of other people, but we're not with anyone that night, right? You understand me, right? And one of my boys is there, and he's always been on her because she's freaky. Like she lets it all hang out, right? And I've noticed quite extensively. And so the homie's like, hey, fool. Right. And when I say homie, he's not a gang member, nothing. He's just a dude that I met there that was cool. Right. We always go to buy drinks, have a good time. He's like, hey, fool, hook me up with your prima and shit. And I'm like, fool. And I already know, man, I'm trying to put something together. So I'm like, she just broke up with her old man, bro. She's going through it. He's like, fool, she looks happy as fuck. She's slamming all the shots I'm buying her. I said, well, I mean, she's depressed, eh? You know what I mean? He's like, come on, bro. Don't be a hater. Hook me with your prima, fool. And I was like, he's like, that's your cousin, man. I said, shit, if you don't, you know what I'm saying? We about to be some fucking cousins in this motherfucker, right? So I'm like, nah, no can do, Kimosabi. You got to go hook yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Did you guys just become lovers? Yep. Or not, right? It's up to you. So he goes up. She ain't feeling it because she was feeling the same vibe I think I was feeling. I mean, I knew she was, right? So as the night's starting to wind down, there's a couple, man. They're black people, right? And I say black people in the highest respects because these people's was brothers and sisters, right? Like for reals, for reals. Their home was just nice. They were very welcoming. And I had the brother, his name was Craig, right? He was a cool ass dude, cool ass motherfucker, right? And his wife was beautiful, cool, black chick, just man, amazing, amazing people. And he's like, hey, bro, you guys want to go to my house and do a whole bunch of cocaine? And that's how amazing he was. I was like, come on, bro. Why are you coming at me like that? Yep. Right. So we went over there. Not going to lie. I'm giving you guys the real, right? And that chick, the AZ chick, she was wearing a Dodgers jersey that night. I'll never forget, blue rag and shit. She was all gang banged out. Fine as a motherfucker, right? I ain't gonna lie, man. Southsider chicks just do something different to me than northern chicks. Not to say that I don't like chicks from up north, but I'm just saying the southern chicks hit different. So we go to this dude's house, right? There's another couple. There's one, two, basically four couples, because it's the Africana chick and her old man. That's their pad. They have like the whole basement, real nice, plushed out. Looks like an apartment. It's just clean. They got all kinds of a bed in there, like you know, saying that's what I'm focused on. They just got a whole bunch of good shit going on. And a big pile of white stuff, right? And everyone's indulging, and I'm going to keep it real, man. I had a party. I partied. Okay, I drank Bucanas, pineapple juice, and everything else fucking a cartel member does, right? I had a good time. Let's just say that. And anyways, and there was another couple, and they were cool. One chick, the chick was a stripper, and her old man was a doctor, allegedly, right? A doctor and a stripper, yeah, right. They were, right? He made sure that everyone had the little blue pill. So we were kicking back. And I see her, she gets up, the chick that I've been on, right? She gets up to go outside to smoke a cigarette. So I happen to slide out there. Now everyone's faded, high, drunk, not caring. Everyone's into their own chick, their own do whatever they're doing, right? And it's kind of like, it reminds me of like old school kickback. You know, people just went there for one reason. Make sure my chick ain't listening, right? But right? That's what everyone's there for. And I'm like, hey, are you feeling what I'm feeling? She was like, fool, I've been wanting to do it, but man, everyone thinks you're my primo. How would that look? And I'm thinking, did I fuck my own game off by doing that? Why did I do that? I picked my head in up. We are not related, right? Pick my head back out, like, and she was like, look, let's find a way to go to my pad. I'm like, all right, fuck it, let's go, right? So she's like, hey, fool. Now she had rode over there with me, so it's normal, right? We went to her pad first, dropped off her car. She rode with me. So she's like, hey, I'm feeling a little sick and tired, man. I think I'm gonna go to my house. I said, yeah, I'm gonna call it a night too. They're looking at us like, your own cousin. I'm like, no. Yep. Right. And so, but it wasn't. And so we get to her pad. She's like, come on. She's totally normal. I ain't gonna lie, sobered up like a motherfucker based upon the fact that I did one too many gaggers. So now I'm good, right? We go to her pad. She lives upstairs in an apartment. Boom, plushed out, nice. I had never been in her pad, right? She's like, yeah, get comfortable, just chill, man. I'll get us a beer or something. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to drink any more beer because I would be impotent, and what I'm doing is important. So I'm like, whatever. So I take a little sip of a little Corona. She's doing her thing. She's like, I'm gonna take these clothes off. She has her club attire on, right? And get ready. You know, so she throws on the tightest sweats ever created by Moses or man, right? These motherfuckers, because I was about to part her Red Sea, so Moses had to be involved somehow. These motherfuckers were polyester, right? They were skin tight. She's looking good. She got her little blue tank top on. Now she was affiliated, like I said, with the Southerners. So she always wore blue and black, gray. Like that was her color. She took off her little Dodger jersey she was sporting and all that. Boom. She gets bedazzled out, right? And I'm not confuzzled, but I'm confused onto, did she just talk that shit or was she really down, right? And I can see by the way she's moving them hips. Shakira said the hips don't lie, and I believe fucking Shakira. I really do, right? So, man, we get to start to talking and everything, and one thing leads to 10 others, right? Next thing you know, she's like, let's take this to the room. And I'm said, oh, wait, let's take it to the room then. But I ain't gonna lie, can I use your bathroom first? Because I had the bubble guts. I was a little nervous because this is a chick that I've been trying to, and I wanted to make sure that my shit was wide awake because I'm trying to perform to the best of my capabilities. So that way round 2 is even better, right? Let me tell you, man, I go to the bathroom, do my thing. Notice that her bathroom area is a little untidy. I see everything, right? I'm looking for roaches behind the corners. Not that I hate on the roaches because I'm related to them, but I'm looking, right? And no roaches, but an extensive amount of crust in this house, right? It looks like she done brushed her teeth and spit into the sink a gang of times without wiping it up. That's a red flag for me, right? But not red flag enough to not go in there and do my thing. So I go in there. Now, there's a knock on her door. As soon as I go in her room, we're not even getting down to the business yet. There's a knock on her door. It's her ex. Okay, she's like, fuck, he's gonna trip. I said, what do you want me to do? I ain't hiding from that punk, man. I'll snatch him up by his ears and throw him down the stairs. Like, I ain't tripping off that. Tell him to get the fuck up out of here. You want me to tell him? I'll tell him, right? I'll gangster that like I'm hardcore, right? Straight drop out. I'll throw him out. She was like, no, I'll tell him. So she goes to the door. She's like, what do you want, fool? He's like, let me come in and talk to you. Come on, I need to come in and talk to you on some straight pandering shit, right? He's trying to pander in his voice into the house. She was like, nah, get the fuck up out of here, right? She was like, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm tired. I just came back from the club and we're at Craig and I can't say his wife's name because she asked me not to, right? But we're over there at their house. And he's like, all right. So he ends up leaving. I can hear him walking down. So I'm listening close. Doom, 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 doom. Meanwhile, my house is going boom, 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 boom. I'm ready, right? I go in there. We start to get in the mix. And this chick, okay, the wind is blowing again, was different than any other. I've only met one other chick, and I noticed that chick was from LA as well, Southsider chick. I don't know what it is in the fucking Kool-Aid out there that these Southsider chicks are drinking, but this chick in particular was like, punch me, spit in my face, in my mouth. I was like, what? She's like, you ain't going anywhere. She turned into the Exorcist on me. I ain't gonna lie. I was confused, but it was the best thing that ever happened. And this chick literally, we do our thing, right? And I'm like, it was like riding the fucking roller coasters at Magic Mountain. I rode the Demon at Great America, right? Literally. And I'm there like, wow, that was possibly the greatest experience of both our lives. Well, my life at least. And this is what this chick says. Straight up. She's like, you like that shit? She's like, yeah, if I get into it, I really get into it. I'm thinking, no wonder that white dude was trying to climb through the window. That motherfucker was pounding on the door like, please let me talk to you, right? And this is what she hits me with next. I'll never forget, right? She goes, oh, you think that's freaky? She goes, watch this. And I'm like, what's she going to do? Like, shit on me or something? Like, what's going to happen here? I'm kind of confused. And this chick literally grabs her phone, calls her mom, and says, come over here. And I'm thinking, damn, she needs her mom to kick me out? Like, I'll just go. It's not that serious, right? And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Not the ladies, because they're probably like, you're disgusting, which I was at that particular point in my life, right? There was a knock at the door, and one of the thickest Mexicanas I'd witnessed on earth came walking through that door. She's like, what's up? And I done did the deed with mom and daughter. Don't believe me? Don't believe the hype. Gunner, why you lying, eh? Whatever. It's my dick, not yours, right? You know what I mean? So believe what you want to believe. But, hey, man, they were punch me, tease me, kiss me, please me, my neck, my back, just like that. I was the one saying all that, right? Man, these women take advantage of your boy. Here I am being the nice guy, taking people home, trying to be nice and shit. And I got the advantage taken of me. I ain't gonna lie. We did it to the break of dawn till that white boy was at the door knocking again. And I said, fuck it, man. Put my shit on, walked right past him. He was looking at me, right? And I was like, ask Mama Dukes what it is, right? And I just walked downstairs and left. Look, the next day I went, even as exhausted as I was, because I had to sleep the day away, right? Because I was coming down and shit. I slept the day. I popped in my head in the club that night. She was there looking zestfully clean. Fuck what her bathroom looked like, right? Her mom's was there. And then I recognized her mom's. One of my boys from the club had been a long time ago. And I was like, I didn't know that was her mom's. And needless to say, we used to play it off after that. I acted like I had something going with the moms. And moms was bad, right? I acted like I had something going with the moms. And I was taking the boat down for a minute there. Then she ended up getting back with the white dude. And then that was that, you know. And look, here's the cool part about it. The chick called me just the other day, just on some friendship shit. My phone rang. What the fuck, right? I haven't talked to this chick in years, right? And she was like, hey, I just want to check on my primo. And I was like, man, don't even talk like that. The things that you and your mother did to me, we are not related. Or maybe we are by DNA at this point. Anyways, with that being said, there's a bedtime story for your ass. Facts, all truths, all reality, man. It really happened. I know there's a lot of ladies that are going to unsubscribe because they're like, hey, he's nasty. But come on, I'm the gun. You should have already known that. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. And that's the betterment of all people and bringing you guys the best entertainment I possibly can, man. If you don't believe that one, do like her and her mom did and choke on it.